Hey guys, welcome back to another update of my Canadian dividend investing portfolio series. So if you're new to the channel, what I do here is I'm just documenting my stock investing escapades here in Canada, where I'm buying and selling dividend paying stocks with Wealthsimple Trade, and I'm tracking everything in this custom Google Sheet that I made to get a better idea of the performance of my portfolio over time and break down like sectors holdings, dividends by month and stuff like that. So if you're interested in tracking your own dividends, this spreadsheet is available. There's a link in the description below, as well as some bonuses for signups for like Wealthsimple Trade, where you can get some free stocks, and Wealthsimple Cash, where you can get a pretty cool prepaid card and also some free money. Anyways, but let's actually talk about my portfolio here. So right now the stock value is sitting around $70,880. I had about $400 in cash this week that I have already spent. I'm going to walk you through exactly what I bought and why. But basically the overall performance is pushing up almost at 11%, which is huge because just about a week or two ago there were some big dips and this dropped down to more like 5%, so massive gains in the last week, but it's more like recovery back to where it was. But either way, up almost $7,000, which is incredible. That's a mixture of, that's the portfolio gain, so that's the difference of what I put in versus where the whole balance is right now for the account. But basically the whole account is also primarily made up of dividend stocks, and the weighted average yield is 3.86%. So that basically means if you take 3.86% times the stock value here, that you're going to see around $2,733 per year in totally passive income from dividend payments. And that works out to about $227, or 227.75 per month. Which is pretty awesome, and I'm going to show you at the end of the video, after I update the sheet with the $400 that I spent, exactly how much this number increases. And just to see kind of the impact of each small investment that you make, how you can increase your overall passive income bit by bit. So to get started, I do have to update a few things, but I think let's jump into the portfolio first and take a look at what's going on in here. So right now I have everything sorted by percent of holding, where my biggest positions are at the top and the smaller positions are down towards the bottom. This is one of the views that I like to take personally, just to help identify which some of my smaller positions are that I might be interested in adding to, as well as I'm often looking here with my percent gain loss, putting the biggest gains at the top, getting an idea of what the biggest winners are. TD is out of control right now, which is awesome. Pretty much all the banks are. And then as we go down, you can kind of see here the biggest losers at the moment. Now, I often am trying to buy the stocks when they are in the red, but I was looking at this and I was okay with some of them. I did end up picking up a few in Innergex, but something else that I also look at is the Sparkline of each company. So when I have a tab down here for extra Sparklines, this is just going to be organized in the same order as whatever the portfolio view is in. So right now we have the biggest winners at the top. And when I was scrolling through here, just take a quick look for any patterns emerging across all of my different positions. And I noticed in here that, where is it? Emera dipped off a little bit here, and also Waste Connections, which is somewhere in here, I gotta find it. Waste Connections here really pulled back as well. And actually, if we look in, let's kind of zoom in a little bit more into their actual individual Sparklines, taking a look at Waste Connections first. The 1 year here, we see a nice big dip, but if we look here more at the 5-year chart, they're experiencing awesome growth, and they don't dip that often, but just they have right now. And even if we look at the all-time max, their trajectory is really promising, and I want to jump in on a big dip like this. So I did pick up some of these guys, as well as Emera, like I said. So let's take a look quickly in Wealthsimple Trade at actually WCN first. So we can pull up the information here, and if we look at their 5-year, again, we can see they're up over 100% in the last 5 years, just dipping off a little bit. And same with Emera, another one that I picked up. They're doing really well in the last 5 years as well, up 28%, and also just kind of dipping off here in the last little while. So when we look at my activity, we can see here that I did pick up 2 of WCN. They're quite expensive at $157 each. And then I had enough left for 1 share of Emera and a few here as well, just to finish off what I had in Innergex. And I also have received a dividend that I haven't logged yet in the spreadsheet. So let's jump back into the sheet. And I first want to make sure that the dividends are up to date. So we're going to scroll down all the way down here. I log each dividend as we get it. And I'll show you the chart actually before we log it. The chart here, so far I've logged 1188 for February. And when we come in here, I had to also add in the one from REI. So it's TSE REI.EUN. And I received this one on February 7th, 2022, and it was for $19.20. And this one was in also Canadian dollars. Now when we here take a look at this chart, now it's been reflected here, and this is up to date so far. And also the available cash that I did have was a little bit more because I hadn't logged that I had received that cash into the account. But that's all up to date now. So what I need to do is also log the buys, the transactions that I did. So I do that in the transactions tab. We can scroll down all the way to the bottom as well. So first of all, we had TSE WCN, and I purchased these on February 9th, 2022. It was 2 shares for a unit price of $157.19. And then also it was 1 share of Emera, also on February 9th, 2022. It was 1 at a unit price of $59.81. And then the last little bit I had was for Innergex, that's INE, just a renewable energy company that's super beat up right now, but I'm just kind of sneaking in a little bit more money as I can. And I picked up 2 of these at a unit price of $17.66. And for all of these, I paid 0 trading fees, and the currency paid was in Canadian dollars, so I can just drag that down. And then now we should be up to date. When we go back into the summary tab, we can see that the cash has been updated to reflect exactly what's in my Wealthsimple Trade account to the cent. And most importantly, down here, we see the annual dividend income. The annual dividend income here, which before was $2,733, now we're up at $2,739, so not a very big increase, just an increase of $6 per year, but that is because most of the money from today, or most of the money from these purchases went into waste connections, and they have a very small yield of just 0.64%. And so primarily the investment today was not about building up my passive income from the dividends, just a little bit of that for security, but primarily for these guys to really get in on that stock price appreciation and growth, which is what I'm looking for in that position especially. So guys, that's it for this video. If you watched it all the way through, thanks a lot. It's cool that you like watching this kind of stuff because I'm just rambling about my stocks. But yeah, awesome. If you want, just make sure you leave a comment down at the bottom, and I love reading those and checking out what you guys are buying this week as well. So with that, I'm out, and I'll see you down in the comments and the next video.